I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown on the Terrence Crawford and Bob Arum situation, so stay tuned.
Guess they forgot who I am and what I represent, what I stand for. It's the king.
Showboating Sports, guys. It's your man Scott Free. Hey, hit the like, subscribe button so we can keep the channel growing and keep on going. But like I said, I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown on Bob Arum and Terrence Crawford. If you guys haven't been following the story, let me tell you what happened. Terrence Crawford fought Kell Brook, which he beat Kell Brook with a quick jab, knocked him out. It was over. That's how the fight really went. Anyway, after the fight, they did a post conference, and they was asking Terrence Crawford and Bob Arum, who was standing there side by side, getting the interview. They asked Terrence Crawford a few questions about the fight and everything else. But the main thing was that they asked him was, what are some of your next fights or some of the big fights that you want? So Terrence Crawford was like, hey, I want the big fights. They said, well, what do you think you got to do to fight the Errol Spences and the Pacquiaos? So what did Terrence Crawford do? He looked at Bob Arum and was like, man, let this dude answer, right? So Bob Arum answered. It was like, hey, man, you know, those guys don't want to fight Terrence Crawford. He could beat Spence and Danny Garcia in the same night. So I don't think neither one of those guys want to see Terrence Crawford. So that was the end of it. They left and all that, right? So right after that, Bob Arum did another interview the next day or day after, whatever. Anyway, he did the interview. So they asked Bob Arum about Terrence Crawford. And you know what Bob Arum said? He said he's tired of losing money on Terrence Crawford. He's been putting money out, and he's not been getting a return on his money. And he was like that he don't want to keep promoting Terrence Crawford because Terrence Crawford needs to promote himself. Not meaning he wants to break the contract, but what he's saying is he doesn't want to spend an astronomical amount of money to promote Terrence Crawford because he doesn't feel that Terrence Crawford is promoting himself. Right? You see what I'm saying? So then he also said that, like Teofimo Lopez advertises himself. Right? Just like Loma was supposed to advertise itself. So, word got back to Terrence Crawford and Terrence Crawford's sister, Letitia Crawford. So, not one to hold her thoughts back too long because she wants to look out for her brother. And she even said it on her Twitter account. She said, listen, I've been biting my tongue long enough, so now I know Terrence is going to be mad at me, so I think it's time for me to speak up. Bob Arum, if you got a problem with my brother, say it to him. Don't run out on social media and to the media and talk bad about him. Say what you got to say to his face. So she was hot about it, right? And then she also said, you know, Terrence has been too damn loyal. That's his problem. And not everybody else is loyal. Which could be a point. Could be a good point. Anyway, so Terrence Crawford was like, well, if you feel that way, Bob. His response was, if you feel that way, Bob, let me out of the contract. Let me leave. If you feel like you don't want to put any money in me and you don't want to do that, right? So Bob Arum was on another interview after that. And you know what he said? He said, listen, he can get mad all he wants, but I'm tired of losing money. And if he wants, I will put up half the money for him to fight Errol Spence. And if he doesn't want to be with me after the Errol Spence fight, fine. Go ahead, go on, be with Al Heyman. I could care less, right? So, which is crazy, right? So basically, Terrence Crawford's contract should be over with on October 2021, actually. So Bob Arum is taking his state. So you got to think, that's about another year from now, right? So how many times does Terrence Crawford fight a year? Twice? Really once most of the time, but maybe twice. He's not going to fight more than that. So it might be another fight he'll take around March or April just to be ready to fight towards the end of the year. I guess it all depends if Spence gets past Danny Garcia and if he doesn't get the fight with Pacquiao, which he probably won't get the fight with Pacquiao because Bob said he didn't want to fight Pacquiao when Pacquiao was with Top Rank. You remember that? But when he left Top Rank, that's when he finally admitted that he was the one that stopped the fights. Even though he was the one that said that he could get him them big fights. And that's why Terrence Crawford went to Top Rank. See how it plays out? Terrence Crawford went to Top Rank because he wanted the Pacquiao fight, right? So he figured if he signed with Bob Arum would hook him up, which Bob Arum said he probably would. You know, he probably said everything he did to get him signed on the dotted line. Then when Pacquiao left, Bob Arum was in one of his clear moments in his head to tell the truth, right? So Bob Arum told the truth, said he blocked the Pacquiao fight. So long story short, let me wrap all this up, guys. I want to give you the quick video. So the summary of it is, Terrence Crawford in the very end, let me tell you what Terrence Crawford said. He said that he's been forgiven with Bob Arum. He said that he's not really mad at Bob Arum because deep down inside, Bob Arum is not a bad person. That's what Terrence Crawford said. And that Bob Arum is really a good-hearted person and Bob Arum has done a lot. And if he could get, he knows how hard Bob Arum has worked for those big fights, and it's not on Bob Arum that he couldn't get the big fights. So I don't know why Terrence Crawford had to change of heart. Who knows? Maybe it's something else going on behind the scenes, and maybe Terrence Crawford is trying to put the flames out just a little bit because he's going to try to negotiate with Bob about getting at his contract. I don't know. We can all hope. But anyway, guys, that was straight up no chaser. So leave your comments in the comment section and let me know how you guys feel about this whole situation with Terrence Crawford and Bob Arum. And, you know, the sister. You know, we got to give her a pass because she's only looking out for her brother. But anyway, make sure you subscribe and share and leave a comment. So until next video, guys, hey man, I'm out.